Welcome to another Quantum Conversation, brought to you by AcousticHealth.com. I'm Loren Gailey, and I invite you to sit back as we enter the quantum realm, that space of the greater part of you. It is your connection to infinite possibilities, infinite potential, and infinite mastery. Welcome, 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 beautiful hearts. Thank you for being here. We are with a new spiritual teacher today, and get ready for high vibrations as this soul can read your energy and help us tap into cosmic divine frequencies. It is our birthright, and his story is quite remarkable. Artie Vipperla is here with us. Vipperla is here with us. He is
Vipperla, yeah.
Vipperla. And not only is he one of a profound spiritual teacher, but he is someone who can read energy. So that's what we're going to be doing in this call today, is working with those in our Zoom audience. So if you're in our Zoom audience, you can raise your hand and he will work with us. Artie, thank you so much for being here. Welcome.
You thank me, I thank you. You're very welcome for thanking me, and it's a delight. And I say this having picked up Loren's energy, the energy of this group that's gathered, extraordinary souls, old souls, very gifted with very wondrously inspired aspirations. A delight to be here.
Well, thank you. We are delighted to learn more about your story. So in a nutshell, I know it's a long way, a long journey to get here, but I want to point out that you served in Vietnam, and so with war on our planet right now, wow. A part of me wants to ask you, can you believe that we still have war? And maybe you know why, but that could be a different conversation. I think what I want to ask you right now is, with your journey, you were always kind of an activist in some way, but in this journey here, you served in Vietnam, you were a Harvard High Honors, and you actually did some work with PTSD and healing from that, and even touching into politics and the political scene a little. How did you discover this ability to read energy and heal people, connect them back into these cosmic divine essences?
Thanks for all that. Given who your audience is and what's going on in the world today, let me do something that would normally be dismissed as too woo-woo for a podcast or anything else. Rather than talk about my story as from when I was born in 1945 to now, as I'm approaching my 79th birthday, let me give the background that I'm able to pick up, which is at least 4 times among my major incarnations in the past. I was a teacher of forbidden doctrines under various empires. They were all what's known in Hebrew as Torah, teaching the revealed word. I was martyred during Roman times, during the Crusades, during the Spanish Inquisition, and then in the pogroms of the 1890s. I didn't make it in the Holocaust. So my background is I've been warming up to have a role that is not embedded in one discipline or religion or another, but what is the inspiration of that whole tradition? It's to create one human family living in love, peace, and justice. And that has been my calling. So that's the background. How did I get here? I've been warming up. That's the simple answer. And I can tell you some more details. The short of it is decades of meditation, yoga, energy healing, Qigong, prayer, 12 steps, Rudolf Steiner's work, theosophy, you name it. And chronic healing after decades of Reiki, and I ripened in my early 60s and I could read energy. and quantitatively. And that's when, and this is important to add for your people, as I didn't just dabble in PTSD. I did a study for Congress in 1981 that put PTSD on the map, wrote the first book that linked trauma with healing through transformational processes. So my book was used throughout the VA, the Veterans Administration, to treat trauma. And then in my early 60s, I got psychic enough to check my own work and discovered only skimmed the surface. Humbled. And I went on a search, and I was blessed with discovering a fusion of all the work I ever did that grows energies exponentially and does reach all the way down when properly guided. And so I know how to heal the trauma that has been overlooked by all the major disciplines of trauma healing that I was a partisan to, and grows energy exponentially. And so that's the gift of gifts, if I may quickly add, to your audience, who, dear people, I can pick up. I told Lauren before we began, you have people gathered here. They want to grow more. They want more in their own, all that. But they most of all, what I pick up from you all is you want the very goodness of you to have more of an impact without having to get rich, famous, get elected to office, or do anything else just by how you get out of bed in the morning. That's totally, totally right. And what I've been given to pass on, how to harmonize all of you with all, pleasurably, seamlessly, in minutes, anywhere, anytime, I will look to share. And Lauren goosed me to put up together a special offer to make that more available to people easily. So I'm sure you'll tell them about that. Did I jump ahead? Lauren, it's okay?
No, it's
I'm
perfect.
bubbling.
No, we love your vibration, and it's amazing that I just have to say, looking at the whole span of your life and seeing, I've met some Vietnam vets who are so traumatized that they never were able to pick up the pieces of their life. But not only did you pick up the pieces, but you used that, well, maybe it was an impetus of sorts. You used that to seek more answers and to get there. And that's amazing to me.
Well, the shit show of Vietnam, the horror of it all sat with me. I wept daily for 10 years, but
Wow.
I realized what the message is. I have a calling after Vietnam. It's to become an expert at composting, turning poo to fertilizer. And that's what I had to get good at. So people call it alchemizing. Yes, yes, yes. It's all that, but down to the very root core. And the cause of war is that we have a humanity that's walking around shriveled. What I discovered, the greatest trauma is the first 2 years of life that is not touched by anything we know how to process. And so we have everybody shriveled inside protective shells, compensating with fear and greed and war is just is an expression of people trapped in a system built with that energy. So harmonize all of you with all is the gift given to pass on and share widely. And who's going to share it most? Who do you think gravitates toward me? People like you, Lauren, and who you gather, who 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80% women.
Yes.
Is this the
right?
Little All-American football player, recovering macho undercover spy in Vietnam? I'm called to serve the divine Sophia. Yes.
See.
Yes.
Wow. All right. I just want to, okay, again, I want to go to that part of the story because I can sense that that is just so beautiful. From Vietnam War vet to Reiki, to healing, to sensing energy, to pranic healing, to Gaia Sophia. How beautiful is that?
Rudolf Steiner has a line that I can't remember exactly where I read it. The first human being to embody the divine Sophia was Abraham. And then you understand why the second matriarch, Rebecca, chose the sensitive boy of her two sons, not the man of the hunt and the ladies' man and everything, but Yitzhak. What do we call it in English? But anyway, the other sensitive boy, the sensitive Jewish boy lineage that comes down through the prophets, Jesus, later the saints, Goethe, Rudolf Steiner. That's my lineage.
Amazing. Really, really very cool.
And South Asian, because I'm a
South
yogi at 79. I do splits.
Hey, that's so great. Let's see it. A ver, come on, vamos. Let's see it.
Yeah, what do you want me to do? You want to see my six-pack? Is that it?
No, I'm only kidding. Very
okay.
Okay. All right. Not to put you on the spot there. Okay.
It's okay. Listen, I have a little streak of show-offness, so, it's hard to embarrass me.
Well, your story is inspiring then.
Thank you.
No matter what trauma, what you're saying is we can harmonize with all. We can harmonize everything with all of us with all. And no matter what we've gone through, some of us raised our hands long and tall to step into this life so that we could heal and return to love. So as you deal with clients, and you did kind of say, you see them, the first 2 years of life, that we were all shriveled, that we just became a shriveled shell. What about past lives as well? Does that factor in? You've remembered your past lives.
Yes, but it depends individually, because with a lot of people, the percentage of people you can heal the past lives through focusing on this life, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60% of people. So not everybody has to go back in detail. Not everybody is called by the leftovers. There's enough brought into this life. How much have I had to heal past lives? Not very much. But it's come out in this life that it's taken me years to get to the point that I can be fairly lighthearted talking to you about all this work, but I've been sharing for decades. And for years, I was trying to tell people, look, this is a revolution in the making. Listen to me. And then I finally got to what was underneath all of that. I had some nice people who were willing to listen to me get raunchy, and I started screaming. Listen. We Jews have been trying to tell you stupid assholes for thousands of years to wise the fuck up. What's the matter with you? You don't listen to us. That I had to go through that and recognize that, my path is to get to the point where this can be an invitation, not an exhortation, not a beating over the head. People have damn good reasons why they can't listen and hear this. That needs to be understood, soothed, comforted. Okay? Because this can be frightening to people. Not everybody's willing to do what I did in his life, So bit by bit by bit. So that was the retroactive healing of millennia. So similarly, a situation comes up like what's going on in Israel right now. And what I post on my Facebook page and social media is, look, I have one thing to say, very simple about this. It's all a manifestation of a lack of wise leadership all around. And fortunately, I've been able to pick up that the children born before 2012 on all sides, about 1-2% were old souls. Since 2012, in Israel, Pakistan, Palestine, the major cities of the Middle East, Tehran and Beirut and Palestine itself, it's as much as 8 to 10% of the children are old souls. So what's going to happen over the next decade and a half is that the people growing up are just not going to go for this nonsense. It's not going to be acceptable. That's what's going to happen. Humanity, the new humanity coming in, is going to outgrow this. That's what has to happen.
Yes, beautiful. I think that is already happening. I think that with actually what's going on in the world with the polarity, the duality, is that it's almost like a pressure cooker where it's pressurizing us to surrender to love because it's a
Yeah,
choice that we can fight and push back and
yeah,
resist, where most of us are just going to say, oh my gosh, it's so easy just to go the path of love. I
yes,
am holding out for that. I'm an eternal
yes,
optimist.
yeah. Well, there's also the the death throes of the dinosaur, the flailing of the tail, the horrors breaking out, the fear and greed, this pandemic, that there's very good evidence that for decades there was work being done on this coronavirus with funding from the sources who wanted to make a bioweapon. And the same with the vaccine. They're all the stories, the people who, David Martin, Dr. David Martin, who's documented a paper trail, and then David Martin, and then Peter Singer, I don't remember his name right off the bat, documenting the problems with the vaccine, all of this being influenced by what one of my sons, who initially when I started talking this way, Dad, you're crazy, da da da, but he's come around to say, he's an attorney. He said, Dad, I think you're right. Nefarious interests had been at work here. So nefarious interests have been at work, looking to cull the human population, doing vile eugenicist stuff. All of this is part of the death throes of the dinosaur. This is what needs to be blessed. And so your eternal optimism, Loren,
Mhm.
good, keep radiating it, including the people who are here, whom I can sense.
Yes, and so we also have those watching on the YouTube live stream. There's a link to join us on Zoom if you want to join us and have Artie read your energy,
You
because
just
that's
have to put your name, just raise your hand and put your name on Read Your Energy. You can join us on Zoom or not,
really interesting. Okay, so I can be your guinea pig. Read my energy then and let me know. And then we've got people with their hands raised. Christina, you're
Okay.
the first one here.
So the first thing I do is
Yeah.
check for see up somebody's health. Loren's optimal health, her health, ooh, way high. Blood sugar is one of the first things I check. Nice and low. Inflammation, nice and low. Optimum vitamins, way wonderful. Minerals, way minerals, wonderful. How about spike protein? She's got some of that in her? Yes. Is that detracting from overall health? Yes. Can we cleanse that? Yes. Is it going to get cleansed in a minute or two? No. But will harmonize, if I guide her in harmonizing several sessions or so and clean it, yeah, that can do it. Right. Now, trauma. This is key. Loren is an old soul. So let's check this out. Her stature at birth, her mom's ability to make room for her and nurture her, her father's. So Loren at birth, her stature at 1 year,
Yeah.
that's the shriveling.
Yes.
How
Wow.
much of that initial shriveling has Loren healed? 1%, 2%, 3%? She's done an amazing amount of work. This highly, highly developed, highly competent, extraordinarily competent, crown open, huge hearted, determined soul, happily married. Yes. Has she healed that original trauma? That takes this new revelation. So, will that benefit her health? Yes. How much will her health improve? 10, 20, 20%. How much will her longevity increase? 10, 20, 30, 40, 40%. Will that add decades to her life? Yes. How much? 10, 20, 30 decades to 3 decades to her life. So this is a major finding. that
Okay.
the greatest stress in people's lives is not what they're conscious of and not what the trauma industry has any idea of how to diagnose, let alone treat. So that can start, that's going to start with people like you, Loren, and communities like you, the women feeling it, sharing this, because how willing are most guys to hear this message? What do you mean? Poor souls, you know. I don't know if I would have been willing without the ripening of decades.
It's so beautiful when we see men stepping into this role and doing that work. It really is beautiful.
Yes,
And
it
it gives
is.
the rest of us great inspiration that we've got
Yes.
this, going to be okay. Well, what you said there's really interesting. You know nothing about my story.
Nothing.
I've never
No,
shared anything with you
no,
about that.
nothing.
So I want to share. I
Okay.
do want to share that so here I was born in November and in my adult life, I looked and I realized, wow, I was a Valentine's Day baby, meaning, and then now I see it, I've healed a little bit of an aspect where I came in on I came in on the love portal of Valentine's Day. My parents were reconciling. So I was an act of reconciliation. And see, this is my story, probably what I was healing, what needs to be healed. Because when I was in the womb, my mom was going through a divorce with two other small children. So I felt
Wow.
her pain for a long time. And my birth dad, I did not meet until I was 18. And
Wow.
actually, he filled a void in my life. That's where I met my husband. That's a whole other long story. But that's a beautiful thing as well. So when you pegged that there was the father and the mother with small love and expression, that really was right on the hitting the nail on the head.
Soul capacity to acknowledge, revere, support in a way that would be completely facilitating of your blossoming from birth, like the way the Dalai Lama is taken care of. Welcomed as a reincarnated great soul from the beginning. That's what we're all entitled to,
Yeah.
but happens to virtually none of us,
Mhm.
except, new children born to very awake parents now, to some degree.
What a leg up they have in the world, huh?
Yes, yes, yes,
Leg
yes,
up.
yes.
And people watching this show are those parents. So we
Yes, yes.
congratulate
And
everyone.
they and they should know the unusual courage, openness, transparency of Loren, willing to have a strange guy poke in her vibe and pull out all this stuff, with no preparation. So I'm very gracious of you.
All right, wonderful. So Artie, without going too much into it, because we're going to get to some readings on other people, how would I then begin to heal this?
Get my book.
Okay.
$12. I read my book into a video, and so you have crawling text, and it comes with it's a $12 deal, and you get a free video teaching you how to harmonize as a daily practice. And I have a
Okay.
course with 60 days, a video a day, 5 to 8 minutes each with 1 page of meditative text, so that in 2 months you can make this practice yours, not only your own within, but the first month you learn it, the second month you practice guiding yourself so that you can guide others. And most people get the most out of it with some kind of personal contact with me. So there's an advanced way that you can have individual meetings. And Loren, you're going to have a hard time getting away with me. Go away
Oh, good.
with me.
No, no, that's
So
good. Getting away from you. No, that's
because
good. New Earth One Network is for healers like you. And so we'll talk offline about
great,
ways we can
good,
do
good,
more.
good, good, good,
And
good.
what I'd like to do is also put in our chat. I'm going to put in the special offer of Artie's
Great.
promotion, because this is a way that people can work with him. And again, we're going to talk more about the special offer, but right now I'd like to actually thank you, because I think just talking about that awareness that you gave me, that's all unconscious, right? You
Okay.
picked up on something that I wasn't even aware of. But now that awareness within me, almost makes me want to cry. And it actually reveals.
Perfectly appropriate. Perfectly appropriate, because that will enter into what I guide you in, because this is not to be worked on, relieved, removed, cleared. These are little Lorenz from the moment you were born, every moment,
Mhm.
forlorn, forsaken,
Yeah.
having to shrivel to protect. All of them need to be reached out to, invited to let in what hasn't come in a lifetime, so that bit by bit they come into your welcoming, energetic arms. That's not a quick fix.
Okay. See,
That
but
is a
that right there is so healing. That is so
yes,
healing.
yes. You with your inner yous, I call this. This is not an inner child globalized abstraction. These are all the moments you've lived in our Akashic records. They're all alive in you.
Wow. Okay. Beautiful. All right.
In
Well,
all of us, we all have this. It just hasn't been recognized. My colleague psychologists were guys like me who invented their psychology before they held babies in their arms, and realized that any problems they had holding babies were the ways they were not being held themselves. They
mm,
didn't make the connections.
mm,
I, in maturity, have made the connections that all my little Arties, they had little glitches with people on social media, what was going on here, and I had to reach in. Oh, I
mm,
had an older sister who was a lot less than welcoming to the
uh-huh.
younger brother that was a mother's adoration object.
Mhm.
So,
Wow.
yes, all our little one.
All of our little ones. So right there,
Yes.
that is an activation. Right now, okay, so I look at, I've been dealing with the wounded teenager. No, the rebellious teenager.
Oh, yes, she had good reason to rebel. She for sure, nobody sat down with her at 8 or 9 and said, "You're about to become a woman. Let's begin to talk about what that's going to involve and the changes you're going to go through and the way boys and men are going to look at you, the way they're going to try to touch you. Let's go through this. Let's talk every day. Let me guide you and accompany you. And then you're going to want to bust out and be free and do all these wild things that are totally, totally right and good for you.
Yeah.
Let's be in touch so that you can grow in wisdom as well as the strength and courage to do all that."
Yeah.
Guaranteed you didn't have that.
No, no. And
So
but it made
she,
me a strong person in a way. It did. Yeah.
yeah, and the rebellious teenagers, the many, many different instances of things that happened,
Yeah.
what girls go through and have gone through
Yeah.
is brutalizing and horrendous with boys, but other girls too, unless they're unusually blessed with a bestie or two or three early on.
It's interesting because you mentioned social media and glitches in social media. Does that bring up, because many of us, I know that from, I consider myself a strong person, like strong
For good reason.
to be able to deal with things and be brave and all that stuff. But when I get on Facebook, I feel less than. That is one
Um,
of the wounded or the rebellious teenagers that
yes,
feeling there's an unworthiness with,
yes.
yeah, and it comes from Facebook. And
Well,
so
that's it's kicked up by Facebook. It's kicked up from your teenagers. But as what I look to point out, all of this is rooted in the original shriveling. And
uh,
so all the ways of fixing imposter syndrome and Tony Robbins, you got to push through. You got to get, life doesn't happen at you, it happens for you. And you got to get all well and good to get results and push ahead. And yeah, muscle is a good thing to have, and ferocity, but it doesn't heal and fulfill. Tony is hoarse for a good reason. He's been straining all his life. And so You know, as much as he can trump up the testosterone and do this and that and something else, he doesn't get nurtured, and you can tell.
Ah,
And it doesn't teach how we can self-nurture in a way that works retroactively rather than just having to shape up and blah, 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 you know. I like to say that way of internalizing the patriarchal top-down control works best to organize an army for war. It doesn't heal and it doesn't fulfill.
yes.
And fulfillment is the only way we reach to our fullest stature as divine, cosmic beings.
So beautiful. All right. We are going to get to a group reading or
Great.
actually a guided experience later in this course.
Fine.
Let's do a couple of personal readings right now.
Sure. Be a delight.
Christina, you are first, and you can unmute yourself when you are ready. Hi.
Hi, Lauren and Artie. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Hi, Christina. You 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 10, 20. Super smart, geeky lady. Left brain, right brain, balanced. Woo! 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 10, 20. Hugely intuitive. 1, 2, 3, 10. Hugely open crown. What an amazing soul. How old a soul? 10, very old soul. Creative, 1. Not that creative, but not that creative, but 10, 20. Huge heart, 1. And a soul, your heart's way out here, your solar plexus is in here. So you're a yes person. You're great at yes. No, not so great, for good reason. Carrying some trauma. How many times did you leave your body in your lifetime? 10, 100, 1,000, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. A huge number of times. The first year of life, 1,000, 2, 3,000. Christina, that was, you know, 3 a day for every, that's 9 times a day. Your stature at birth, your mom's ability to contend, okay, but not fabulous. Your father's ability to contend, not at all. So your stature at birth, your stature at 1 year, best as I can tell, you shriveled big time. And how much of that have you healed? I don't even get 1%. So have you done good work? Yes. You were diligent, really, really wanting to do it? Yes. Are you first here on this by no accident? Yes. So you've been great. Now you're about to get what will help to have you blossom. And by the way, your spleen, 10, 20, another hugely competent human being with a great ability to lead and kick butt. And root 10, 20, athletic or something. Boy, do you have a root. Woo! So, Christina, what a joy, you great, great old soul. Hope we get to work together, and you know how to get my special offer. It'll help balance out, and then we'll work on how do you get stronger at no without trying to get you to push through and get, and overcome this imposter syndrome. You're that way for good reason. As we picked up many, many times, you had to check out because it was so painful, threatening, scary. Yeah. So, optimal health. Ooh, not yet optimizing self-care. Blood sugar, elevated. Inflammation, elevated. Optimal vitamins, not yet there. Optimal minerals, not yet there. So there'd be some coaching on how you can improve your self-care just nutritionally, as well as the healing. How's that, Christina?
Oh, that was amazing. Thank you so, so much.
You're very, very
welcome.
welcome.
Truly amazing.
Yes.
I look forward to working with you at some point. I would love to get to work with you. Thank you so much.
Me too. You're amazing, Christina. So blessings to you.
Yeah, I just want to ask Christina more questions like, what was that like? Is it remarkable, the reading that he tuned in on?
Yes, yes, absolutely. I feel very seen. And from the very beginning, even before we did this reading, just the energy today and you both talking, it was healing in itself. So thank you so much, Artie and Lauren. It's beautiful to connect with you.
Very, very blessed. You're very welcome. A delight. Thanks for coming.
Yes. Oh, wow. Everyone who watches this show and shows like it are New Earth leaders. And
Yes.
you were right
Yes.
on when you said that, we don't need to have big audiences, but we want to make an impact.
Yes.
That's one of the number one questions that we get. How do I live my purpose? How do I make an impact? So that's wonderful. Thank you,
Give
Christina.
me a chance, I'll share and have you send your energies off the charts. I don't find anything on YouTube or on Google or any other search engine that says you can be growing your energy exponentially so that within several months, your aura goes from 50 or 100 feet to hundreds of millions of miles. Okay? You want to know what that does? More energy, more you. A lot more energy, a lot more you. Not because you do any effort, but because you just radiate your birthright.
Write that down, everyone. Radiate your birthright. Wow. I love that. Radiate
great.
your birthright. Okay. Woo, very cool. All right, we're moving right along. We're doing energy readings with Artie, and we are going to Susan next. Hi, Susan. You can unmute.
You're unmuted.
Hi, Lorraine. It's Susan.
Oh, it's Susan and Bob. Welcome.
It's Susan and Bob.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to take Susan first. 1, 2, 10, 20. Another super smart geek. Left brain, right brain. Woo! And intuitive. 1, 10, 10, 11, 12. Pretty intuitive. Very intuitive. Connected up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open crown. Open crown. Creativity. 1, 2, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Very creative soul. She into music? Yes. She into words? Yes. She into moving? Yes. She into pictures? Not so much pictures. So music, words, and moving as best as I can get. Heart, 1, 2, 10, 10, 20. Huge heart. Solar plexus, 1, 2. Another huge yes. Not so much able to draw lines, set limits, be assertive and protective when you need to be. Carrying some trauma, 100,000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes, a lot of trauma. How many times did you leave your body? Well, let's just show you it. Birth, Susan. Your stature, arbitrarily set here just so you can see my hand. Your mom's ability to acknowledge, revere, and support that stature, not much. Your father's, not much. So birth, first year of life, shriveled. How much of that have you healed? Not much at all. So you worked hard? Yes. You're an aspiring soul? Yes. You're very open to feedback and support? Yes, wondrously. So you just need to be shown how to do this. And as for your competence, spleen, 1, 10, 20, another hugely competent human being who can run big stuff and kick butt. Okay, I don't know how much you do it yet, but that's a capacity you have. 1, 2, 10, 11, 10, 20, a very passionate soul. So it's Susan and Bob, Susan and
Bob.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello.
Bob happy with Susan? It appears to be for good reason. Okay, so 1, 10, 11. Yeah, good, solid foundation to athletic or something. Old soul, 10, 20. Hugely old soul, Susan. Your optimal health, you're not there yet.
Okay.
Blood sugar elevated, inflammation elevated, vitamins. deficient. So also support for you to get yourself healthy and strong and healed. All right. That's in a thumbnail. Okay. So we
That's
skip
for
the,
Bob. That was for
yeah.
Bob.
Yeah. Well, Susan, how are we doing? Okay. Did I
We're-
miss badly on anything?
I
Sometimes I
think
do.
you was right on.
You were right on.
Oh, great, guys. How honored. So Bob, 1, 10, 20. Another super smart geek, left brain. More left brain than right brain, okay? So this is a thinking, scheming, systematizing dude, right? 1, 2, not so big on intuition, not so big on crown opening. He lets Susan do the creative work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But he's a weird dude because he's a super smart geek with a huge heart. So that's really cool, Bob. Good for you. 1, 2, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And Bob, you don't fuck with because Bob can say no and mean goddamn no. Yes. As for his spleen, 10, 20, he's another super competent kick butt dude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Passionate soul. You two are well matched. Ooh, lots of fun happens there. 1, 2, 10, 11, 12. And he's a jock or close to it, has the capacity, athletic, and 10, 11, 12, 13. Old soul, Bob. Bless your old talented soul. So how's he doing on health? Optimal health? Not yet read into that program real well. Blood sugar, elevated, inflammation, elevated vitamins. No. So this couple's going to get into a health program and they're going to thrive all the more. And Bob's stature at birth. His mom's ability to recognize the great old talented soul he was, not very much. Father, even less. Father emphasized shaping him up. Yes. How much was his father nurturing the man that Bob would be, the full, complete, wholehearted man he was? Your father's heart, 1, not very big. Father's trauma, 1,000, 10,000, 20, hugely traumatized. So, Bob, I know you've been working on getting out from under that. Bless your father and his limitations and all that you've had to deal with. So, you guys, how we doing?
Seems like you've known me for quite a long time.
Well, you know,
you.
and then an eternity happens in a second when you're tuned into it, Bob. You know that ultimately. Right? You're smart enough to know that conceptually. I don't know if you get that as a spiritual reality or intuitively, but you get that conceptually, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, good. So cool. That's a great start. Thanks for the privilege of
Thank you.
being able to, you're so welcome.
And thank you, Lauren, too.
Thank you, Lauren.
And
Loren,
Artie. Thank
I
you,
really
Loren.
appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Susan and Bob. It's amazing.
I
And
know.
Really amazing.
Yes, he definitely
Again,
is. He was,
the awareness now has such a healing aspect, just the awareness of this. So let us know how you're doing, Susan and
Thank
Bob.
you very much.
thank you from the bottom of
And
our. And have a
let me
blessed
just add the awareness translated into action really makes a difference. By itself, given how shriveling goes, originally shriveling is the closing that is staking your life on staying closed. And unless whatever you do soothes openness at that level, all the awarenesses in the world won't melt through the fundamental woundedness. So that's the finding of my maturity, the last 10 years of doing this widely with hundreds of people and finding, they can have the awareness. I can tell people all kinds of things, but it doesn't do anything unless they follow through with a practice and guidance to deepen it.
Mm.
Mhm.
Mhm. That makes sense.
Yep.
He's right.
Well, thank
Now,
you.
Susan, is
What?
there anything else that you'd like to ask Artie?
Okay, Artie, I don't know if you could
Just ask me, Susan, because the answer is, of course I can. If you got it,
Okay.
I can pick it up.
Well, now here the tears come. Bob, you explained it. I just get upset.
I'm sorry.
My
Say this.
eyesight, yeah.
Sue's eyesight is going, it's failing. And she's worried about being blind. I have a health problem. She's worried about losing me.
I'm not hearing the words distinctly. Help me, Loren, or
Okay.
repeat that into the mic.
Susan is losing her eyesight. She's worried about going blind.
Okay, let me check it out.
Okay, go ahead.
Is she losing her eyesight? I don't get it. Is there something diminishing her vision? Yes. Is it, how much is related to diet? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. How much is related to stress? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Is there something other genetically going wrong? Nothing.
Yeah.
Is she have some pathogen that's attacking her? Some. Is it the spike protein? Yes. Okay. Did you get vaccinated, Susan?
With the J&J.
Okay. Well, does that leave some spike protein in you? Yes. Can that have a deleterious effect on your eyesight? Yes. Is it possible to clear that? Harmonizing can clear that with very determined practice. I have an ex with I'm in very good contact with, who I think she also had J&J, and she's just been diagnosed with colon cancer, and in 4 nights of doing close to an hour, we've taken care of 1/3 of it, and we're making progress. And that's not just my reading. Because I'm so invested in this, I got one of my colleagues who's very good at reading energy to say, oh, will you check my ex and see where she was with neoplasm in her colon a week ago and where it is now, and if it's reduced, how much? And she says, oh, 35%. That's what I get. So I know this is not definitive. It's not publishable in a peer-reviewed journal, but it's fairly well corroborated that this practice can heal that kind of stuff. So if she cleans up her diet and we remove underlying stress and address the spike protein, will she go blind? I don't get it. Will that heal her eyes? I get yes.
Susan,
Okay.
I'm listening.
do you agree with that?
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
She's had a car accident and had some bad trauma. So it's not only the shot that caused her eyesight to lose. It's a car accident that gave her some brain damage. But yes,
So how much is it the car accident and the brain damage? I don't get a lot. There might be some, but it's not very noticeable. Some. Will harmonizing help, reestablish harmony in her brain? Yes. Harmonizing is simply a way of bringing the energy of a fusion of meditation, yoga, qigong, energy healing, breath work, body work, and prayer, all in a gesture that enters into the synchrony of energy from quantum to cosmos in a way that recovers our natural fluidity and suppleness in the way you see me moving, and expands the energy not only exponentially outward, but also generates what I like to call a whoosh that you can then radiate inwardly.
okay.
So get the book, get the video, start practicing, sign up for my course. The 2 of you can have a good time doing my course together and celebrate. Oh, and something else that helps enormously. Will this be okay for her? Yes. Here's to get literally a leg up. There's something called a vibrating exercise platform, Life Pro, on Amazon. There's one for 100, one for 175. You sit on this guy while you're harmonizing, playing my tape. That will increase the amount of energy you generate 2-4 times. Plus, the Russians invented this when their cosmonauts came back from space in the 60s with muscle atrophy. Their engineers created something that contracts muscles, every muscle in your body 30 times a second, and 10 minutes on this is worth 100, pardon me, an hour in a gym. So you can help the circulation and limb processing and fluidity flow in your body and generate the harmonizing, watching the tape. A great addition.
When she watches the tape, could she just be listening because she can't see?
Yes, that's fine. She can listen to the tape. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, relax your eyes. Absolutely. Set up the machine for her, Bob. Let her sit on it. Okay. And
Thank you very much.
then have a blast yourself for 10 minutes. You're very, very welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate all your help. It's really appreciated from the bottom of my heart.
I'm sure, Susan, I get it. You're on the bottom of your very big heart. Blessings.
Blessings to you both.
To both of you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Loren, from the bottom of my heart. Blessings from both of us and a lot of hearts.
Yep, I got it. That's a lot of heart, that couple.
Yes, yes. Thank you both. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Oh, all right. Well, this is really interesting. So we're going to keep on going. Mindy, you are up next. Hi, you can unmute.
Mindy, you don't have to say a word. You're here. 1, 2, 10, 10, 20. Where do you get all these geeky people? 10, 20. Left brain, right, balanced brain. Mindy, you too? Am I picking this up right? 10, 20, 1, 2, 3. Very old soul. 10, 10, 20. Hugely intuitive, Mindy. Mindy, am I getting you? 1, 2, 10. Hugely open crown. 10, 20. Wow, is she creative? Words, pictures, body movement, music. Whoa. Okay. 10, 20, 1, 2. Super huge heart. World class. One and another. Very, very blessed, amazing old soul woman who's so much better at yes than she is at no. For good reason, I suspect. 1,000, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. An amazing amount of time you had to leave your body, Mindy, because you were not seen, heard, appreciated, made to feel safe. You was made to feel very dangerous. You had to get the hell out. So your stature at birth, your mom's ability to acknowledge, revere, support, very limited. Your father's? So your first year of life, 1,000, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a huge amount, Mindy. I rarely find someone who 8,000 times had to dissociate the first year. So harmonizing will be essential to you. And as for your capacity to do things in this life, 10, 20, 30. So, Loren, I said, you're out 10, 20. She's out 30. You know, somebody like Joe Biden's out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Capacity to get things done. Your RFK Jr., 10, 11, 12, 13. Mindy, you're out 30. That's huge. You can definitely run the world. Now, 10, 20, passionate soul. You are hugely gifted in that area. And 10, 20, you're a jock or something, Mindy, because what you can do with a body that has that much root energy in it is amazing. 10, 20, 30, and you're such an old soul. Bless you. Now, optimal health. Not yet taken care of that. Blood sugar, elevated. Inflammation, elevated, of course, because you got lots of little Mindys who want something sweet and good because they had a lot that was not. So it's very understandable. They need a lot of soothing. And that takes guidance. And it takes experiencing yourself in your fullness, divine cosmic essence, to be able to radiate retroactively what has been missing through all your life. You just can't just take somebody's formula to go in and patch up stuff and make it better. That doesn't work. It has to be felt as genuinely the real McCoy. So harmonizing helps you to get in touch with that in a way that you can retroactively soothe and nurture who in you has been neglected majorly. So vitamins, okay, not so good on that yet. Minerals, not so good. So there's a lot that's possible. Given your ability, kick butt, Mindy, and get stuff done, this is likely to be right up your alley. Of course, otherwise you wouldn't be here with Loren and talking to me. So no accidents, right? How are we doing, Mindy?
Mindy, we invite you to come back and listen to this replay, and please share with us your response. I'm certain that you're going to be like the others and be like, wow. All right. Thank you, Mindy. We are moving right along. This time we're going to Helen. Helen, you can unmute yourself now on the Zoom panel. Hi.
Hi, Loren. Hi, Artie.
Hi, Helen. 1, 10, 10, 11, 12, smart lady, left brain, right brain, left brain. She's more geeky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, also highly intuitive. 10, 11, 1, 2, 3, got some crown opening. 1, 2, some creativity. 10, 11, 12, big heart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is a lady who can say no. When Helen says no, she knows how to make that stick. She's not like some soupy soft cell girl, right? Okay, she can do it. There's spleen, 10, 11, 12. She can also kick butt. She's not like amazing off the charts, but hugely competent. And then root and passion, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very passionate soul. How lovely. How lovely. And your root, 10, 11, 12, also a jock of some order, because you got a huge root, 10, 20, and a very, very old soul. Taking care of yourself, optimal health. Whoa! Wonderful, healthy. Blood sugar. Oh, Helen, you're getting the job done in that area. And inflammation, both very low. Vitamins, bomb, wonderful vitamins. Minerals, wonderful, very good. Omega-6 oils, you don't go near them. That's very good. You're on the ball, Helen. Wonderful. So the number of times you left your body, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 1,000, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, your stature at birth at 1 year, some shriveled. Yeah. So how much of that original trauma have you healed? 1, 2%. So that's something. It's more than a lot of people. But harmonizing will be invaluable to you, because your aura normally is out 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 feet. And you, with harmonizing, will be out millions of miles, having an impact by how you get up and out of bed in the morning. So, Helen, how are we doing?
Yeah, that's good. That's fabulous to know. Good on the health. Yeah, and I'm aware that some of that trauma is, if you want to call it, an obstacle. So it needs some attention, correct?
Yes. An attention that has not been shared and spread widely yet. So what you already know how to do in paying attention may not be up to the task of reaching into what you carry from the first 2 years of life. Just as that's what I found about myself as a trauma healing expert when I got psychic enough to check. So that's one of the revelations being shared here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Very welcome.
Good to have the confirmations and the direction. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And is it pointé? Helen, pointé or
pointer? No. P-O-I-N-T-E-R.
Yeah, I can see it. In English it's pointer, but I just wondered because I can hear that you might have other languages stirring in you.
I live in South Africa.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, it's South African.
That's what you're
Okay.
hearing. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, great, great, great.
Thank you.
Very welcome.
Thank you, Helen. Thank you. Awesome.
Can I ask one thing?
Please.
Can you check for parasites, because I've been clearing for that, and that's
Okay,
an
let's
issue
check.
that's worrying me.
Parasite? Oh, I'm getting parasites. Yes. So, there are all kinds of pharmaceuticals you can take for these guys, but there are other things, black walnut, and I don't know all of them, but I know there are natural, wholesome, non-pharmaceutical ways to cleanse that. And
I've
how
been
much of,
doing that. I've
yes?
been doing that, wormwood, black walnut,
Okay.
but it's obviously not working.
Okay, they're not working. So let's see. Have you tried fasting?
To some degree, yes,
Okay.
but not radical, because I don't have much weight to lose. So
Well, the fasting, has it helped? Will more fasting help more? If she loses weight, will that be horribly dangerous? I'm not sure. Will intermittent fasting, 1 meal a day, work? So let me just suggest you give that more of a try.
okay,
and take your wormwood and black walnut and so on. Vitamin
good.
D, adequate vitamin D. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I hear you.
Very good.
Thank you, Helen. Let us know.
Thank you very much.
Let us know how you get along there. Thank you.
Yeah, will do.
All right, perfect. And we heard from Mindy. She could not unmute, but she said that it was amazing and 100%.
Oh, wonderful. Very, very good. Glad to hear.
Well, we have a few more.
Well, Lauren, I was under the impression that you said an hour, but did I get that wrong?
We can go a little bit longer. It's up to you. We have a few more people with their hands up. We want to get to a sample guided experience so that we can feel this energy, the harmonization or the expression of our energies. Do you want to lead us on that right now?
Yeah, I set aside an hour and I'm starting to get over. So with the people who are gathered here, the first thing I can say is,
yes.
Do you get this? Do I need to do more for you to get this energy? Have you not picked up something? I'll guide you further in something that'll help you feel it even more. But my reading is, I'm not hiding anything from you. You get it. And it's not me, it's what's coming through, and you get that. So this is harmonizing.
Yes.
What you're feeling and how I'm being, how I'm relating with you, what you can see, feel, and mostly feel directly. This, okay? And this, however attractive that is to you, is you picking up that you belong, manifesting what I am. This is not some possession of mine. Again, what Lauren liked, this is our divine cosmic birthright, manifesting who you actually are. You don't have to call it anything, okay? So the most direct path I have found to this is the shift from everything you know about breathing, from doing it automatically, to doing any number of tens or hundreds of varieties of breath work, to doing something that is neither one. Invite breathing to come as breathing once. That takes paying attention and bringing attention back over and over and going from doing some kind of control to allowing something to happen, to ultimately welcoming, like somebody knocks at the door and you open the door. That's what you do. You allow them to pass so they can pass by. And if it's right, you open your arms and they open theirs and you hug. So how do you hug breathing? You welcome breathing to the point that you can experience breathing welcoming, being welcome. She, and she's feminine in all the gendered languages I know, gets easier the more you welcome. And you can notice this. That shifts you into effortlessness to whatever degree you can pull it off. That's Wu Wei, Lao Tzu, 2,500 years ago, who said, the source of life is the great mother. Taoist power, the soft power of Tai Chi and Qigong. That's the seventh day of Genesis in the Hebrew Bible. The verbs that are translated in the past tense is something a distant God did long ago, understood Kabbalistically, complete all creation. By giving up all effort, blessing and making holy, you bless and make holy the breathing that comes into you. So 3 more cycles of invite, allow, welcome. Invite breathing, not only to breathe you, but move you. And I'll show you what this looks like. Just as you move to crawl, left hand, left arm, right leg, right arm, left leg, your chest has to horizontally figure 8. So you breathe in, your chest goes up and around to your dominant hand side and down and in as you breathe out, and up and around to your non-dominant hand side and back down and in as you breathe out. And you proceed that way. And, with that, you can see this is what you look like when you were learning to crawl. Left hand, right leg, it's called contralateral movement in biomechanics. And why the figure 8? Oh, it's the infinity symbol. Well, that's a name given in 1655, but it's the cross section of every energy field. Every energy field is a cylinder end to end with an infinitesimal hole. Cut it down from the top in the middle like a fat bagel, and they're 2 circles side by side. It's called the torus, and it happens to be the geometric solution to Einstein's curved space-time and how we're built, and so is every energy field. So you invite, I didn't invent this. This came to me spontaneously, effortlessly. In my morning of my 67th birthday, I found myself moving in this pattern, and I had to do all the research. What is this pattern? Why circles? Why 2 circles? What is that? And all this started to come to me, right? So invite, allow, welcome breathing to breathe you and move you chest figuratingly. And then the 3rd cycle of invite, allow, welcome. Invite, allow, welcome. The reverberation.
Well, we are inviting and allowing. Interesting. Okay, well, we are inviting and we are actually allowing and we're welcoming a little glitch in the internet. Ah, yes. Wow. Well, everyone, beautiful old souls, I am intrigued by this conversation. Please check out the link that's in the Zoom link here and on the webpage for Artie's special offer. It's got his course, it's got an introduction video that you can watch and some other things that will help you harmonize. This was an activation, so he expanded right on out of here. All right. Well, again, we invite you and we allow you and we welcome you to this teaching further. Stay tuned, everyone. We're going to have Artie back. He is amazing. And just the frequency he took us into with his words alone was so amazing. I hope you are feeling elated as I'm feeling. And not only elated, not only aware, but empowered. Can you feel empowered by knowing that you are an old soul? He pegged it, all of us watching are old souls. The reason we are intrigued and enticed to programs like this is because your soul is old and your soul knows what you are here to do on this planet. So I welcome all of you to step into your new earth mastery, to your new earth leadership roles. Oh my goodness, isn't that beautiful? And I thank you for being here. Sorry we couldn't get to all the readings, but we hope that just the words that Artie spoke was really helpful for you in your journey today. And Quantum Conversations, we are shifting, we are doing new things. And if I can support you, if I can support you stepping into your leadership roles, please connect with me. Please contact me. If you're ready to step out and teach, we've got things for you. And if we can help you in any way, if you need advice in any way, if we can point you in a direction in any way, let us know, and we're happy to do that. Thank you all for being here. You are bright lights, and we love you so much. The light that you have in this planet is the work that you are here to do. And so thank you for stepping up. Thank you for saying yes and for going for it. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Namaste. Bye. Thank you for listening to this quantum conversation, and thank you for dancing with us to the cosmic heart. As we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. This show is dedicated to you and all awakening hearts, as we are here to shine our bright light and amplify our love. Access all quantum conversations, special offers from our guests, and online healing retreats by visiting acoustichealth.com. I'm Loren Gailey, and from my sacred heart to yours, I honor your magnificent love and light. We leave you now with music from the universe. Music literally created by the universe, as musical notes were assigned to mathematical equations. The result is this beautiful music, available at acoustichealth.com. Namaste.